All right, chapter 27. Excited by the sudden appearance of a second bonus card, Sierra read it out loud. 2 plus 2 can equal more than 4. Put 2 and 2 together and you'll be closer than before. Akimi raised her hand. Yes, said Sierra. You do realize that Miguel here isn't on our team. Oh, right. Sorry. Miguel turned to Kyle. You guys are a team? Yep. You want to join? Maybe. Not sure. Check back with me later, man. No problem, said Kyle. He fist-thumped his chest. Miguel fist-thumped his. They were flashing each other peace signs when Sierra said, I think this means we should play together as a team. Remember what it says on the fountains down in the lobby? Knowledge not shared remains unknown. Maybe, said Miguel. Like I said, let me get back to you guys. I'm working on a few angles of my own, flying solo. Sure, no problem. Kyle was about to do the whole fist chest bump peace sign thing again when he had a brainstorm. Miguel, quick question. What's on your library card? Miguel shrugged. My name and the number 1? Anything else? Like on the back? Nothing really. Couple of books. 2? Yeah. What are their titles? Miguel bit his lip. Don't want to say. Because you think they might be clues? Not saying what I might or might not be thinking, bro. Kyle nodded. There are 2 different books on the back of everybody's library cards, said Akimi, thinking out loud. Put 2 and 2 together and you'll be closer than before. The book titles are some sort of clue. My books are one, Akimi. Kyle shook his head, nodded toward Miguel. Right, sorry, my bad. Okay, Miguel, said Kyle. If and when you decide to team up with us, you can show us the 2 books on the back of your card. We'll all show you ours. We'll also split the prize 4 ways. Deal? Deal. Come on, guys. Kyle gestured toward the exit. Where are we going? Asked Sierra. Kyle dropped his voice. The Electronic Learning Center. You want to play video games? Said Akimi. Now? Seriously, Kyle, we may need to rethink your status as team captain. I don't want to play video games. I want to check out the discard pile. Huh? The cards the players who went home early dumped into the goldfish bowl. I'm coming with you guys, said Miguel. I've been thinking about those extra cards too. Fine, said Kyle. Whatever. When they entered the room, they saw Clarence, his arms folded across his chest, genie style. He was standing guard in front of the discard pile. May I help you? He asked. Yeah, said Kyle. We want to check out the cards in the bowl. Sorry, said Clarence. You can't have them. But, said Mr. Lemoncello, his face suddenly appearing on every video screen in the room. You can win them. Dressed in a polka-dotted bow tie and a snazzy jacket like a game show host, Mr. Lemoncello had one arm resting on a slender plexiglass podium behind him. Dr. Zinchenko, all decked out in a sparkly red mini dress, looked like the models that point at prizes on TV. Are the 4 of you ready to play? Let's do a deal? When Mr. Lemoncello said that, he pushed a big red button in his podium. A pre-recorded studio audience whistled, cheered, and applauded. What's Let's Do a Deal? Asked Kyle. My first game to ever be turned into a TV show. Brought to you by Lemon Pledge. Dr. Zinchenko started singing, Lemon Pledge, very pretty, put the shine down, lemon good. Thank you, Dr. Z, said Mr. Lemoncello, bopping the button to make the audience cheer again. Now then, kids, here's the deal. Solve one simple picture puzzle, and you 4 win the 5 library cards in the bowl. And if we lose? Simple. Each of you loses his or her library card and adds it to the discard bowl for our next lucky contestants to try and win. He banged the red button again. The audience cheered exactly the same way they cheered before. Kyle turned to the others. What do you say, guys? Let's go for it, said Akemi. Sierra nodded. Miguel, I'm in, bro. You joining our team? Absolutely. They knocked knuckles to seal the deal. Mr. Lemoncello must have whacked his button again because the canned studio audience started cheering. Kyle wondered what the sound effects would be if he and his friends lost their library cards playing Let's Do a Deal. Probably groans and weeping. Lots and lots of weeping. Chapter 28. Now then, said Mr. Lemoncello, are you ready to play, risking everything for 5 little library cards? Kyle swallowed hard, then he nodded. All right, you maniac McGees, here is your picture puzzle. The category is famous quotes. You have 60 seconds to solve this rebus. Wait a second, said Akemi. What's a rebus? You figure out the words in a phrase by looking at pictures and symbols, said Kyle. For instance, said Miguel, the letters R and E plus a picture of a school bus would equal rebus. Oh, okay, said Akemi. If you guys say so. Are you ready to play? Are you ready to play? Asked Mr. Lemoncello. Kyle looked at his teammates, who nodded. Yes, sir. Then on your mark, get set, go, dog, go. Mr. Lemoncello's image disappeared. Tick-tock clock music started playing. The video screens all projected the same picture. Leave that there for a minute, see if you guys can figure out what it's trying to say. All right. We're officially dead, said Akemi. 55 seconds, said Mr. Lemoncello. Okay, we break it up 4 ways, said Kyle. The first and third rows are similar. I'll do them. I'll do the last one, said Akemi. I'll take the second row, said Miguel. I'm 4, said Sierra. 50 seconds, said Mr. Lemoncello. Everyone went to work. Mine is some guy hitting himself in the thumb, but with the GR and an O, muttered Akemi. Then the male symbol, where the LE equals RX. Marks? Does that make sense? Hello, Kyle, is my second half marks? Kyle didn't answer. He was too busy deciphering his own clues. Outlet, change the let to side. He mumbled, golf minus the G and the L, the letter A, 40 seconds. Dog. He dropped to the third line. He just needed the first word. Bowling pins without the P, but add in I'd. 30 seconds. Kyle glanced at Miguel, who was moving his lips, mouthing out his part of the quote. Sierra too. You guys ready? Kyle whispered. Hang on, said Miguel. 20 seconds. Okay, go. Kyle read the first line. Outside of a dog. Miguel picked up the thread. A book is man's best friend. Kyle continued. Inside of a dog. Sierra took over. It's too dark to read. Akemi brought it home. Groucho Marx. Is that your final answer? Asked Mr. Lemoncello. Yes, said Kyle, and then he repeated the entire quote. Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. Groucho Marx. Bells rang, chaser lights flashed, the audience were wild. Akemi and Sierra actually squealed and hugged each other. You are correct, shouted Mr. Lemoncello. There's no dead end in Norvelt. Not today. Take those 5 library cards, Team Kyle. You won them, fair and square. Charles and Andrew heard a commotion on the 3rd floor. Bells ringing. An audience whooping it up. Girls squealing. Jackson, can you get the waiting room? Come on, said Charles. They raced up the stairs.
It's not letting me. For some reason, I can't click it. Well, I mean, it's frozen or something.
I got
it. Shoot.
Miss Triplet, you're muted.
I accidentally pressed something. Sorry.
Thanks, Jackson. Charles and Andrew heard a commotion on the third floor. Bells ringing, an audience whooping it up. Girls squealing. Come on, said Charles. They raced up the stairs and peeked into the Electronic Learning Center. Kyle Keeley and his teammates were all hugging each other and slapping high fives. On every video screen in the room, Charles could see a pictogram puzzle. What's going on in there? Whispered Andrew. They might be gaining on us, Charles whispered back. We need to pick up our pace. Quick, where would I find a book called Hoosier Hospitality, written by Eve Healy Artsy, the 900s room? Charles and Andrew scurried back to the second floor in the 900s room, where they found Haley Daly holding Hoosier Hospitality by Eve Healy Artsy. Oh, hello, you guys, she said, slamming the book shut. Charles moved toward her slowly. Find anything interesting in that book, Haley? Not really, she giggled. Just a bunch of dumb junk about Indiana. Charles knew she was hiding something. I wonder, Haley, if you and I might share a quiet word. He turned to Andrew. In private. Does that mean I'm supposed to leave? Yes, Andrew. It's for the good of the team. Trust me. Oh, okay. But I'll be right outside the door if you decide to double-cross me or something. Thank you, Andrew. This will only take a quick minute. Peckelman left the room. Smiling, Charles moved even closer to Haley, so close he could smell her bubble gum. Or shampoo. Maybe both. Let's step over here, he said, taking Haley by the elbow. I found another fascinating book that I think you'll just love. He guided her to a spot behind a bookcase where their conversation couldn't be observed by the security cameras blinking up in the ceiling. Haley went with Charles. If he had been looking for the same book she'd just found, that meant he was playing the Library-Escape game along a similar path. Charles Chiltington might have clues Haley could use. Clues she needed. Rumor has it, Charles whispered, that your parents wrote your library essay for you. Inside, Haley was grinning. Obviously, Charles would try to bully her into joining his team. Fine, she pretended to be frightened. What? She whispered back, pretending to be terrified. That's a lie. My dad just helped me with some of the spelling. Aha! So you admit it. All the spelling in your essay wasn't your own. Okay, this was going to take more acting skill than usual. Having someone check your spelling wasn't against anybody's rules or anything. She widened her eyes, made her lips quiver. What do you want, Charles? For you to join my team. Why should I do that? 2 reasons. 1, if you're on my side, your flagrant plagiarism remains our dirty little secret. 2, I know what to do with that silhouette card you just found in the Hoosier Hospitality book. You do? Oh, yes. If we share our clues, the pictures will create a phrase telling us how to find an alternate exit. Haley smiled. For real? This was working out perfectly. She'd get all their clues, and even if they all won together, Mr. Lemoncello would definitely make her the real star of his TV commercials. She had zazz. Charles and Andrew did not. Okay, she said. Deal. I'm on your team. Then she handed Charles the clue she found in the Hoosier book. Of course, said Charles. After all, Indiana is the Hoosier state. Chapter 29. Oh man, said Kyle, leading his team around the balcony to the young adult room. 9 library cards? This is fantastic. They gathered around a table. Okay, guys, time for everybody to put their cards on the table. Literally. The teammates set down their cards. Kyle spread out the 5 from the discard bowl. Akimi pulled out a pad and wrote the information in one master list. Authors on the backs of library cards. Number 1, Miguel Fernandez. Incident at Hawks Hill by Alan W. Eckert. No David by David Shannon. Number 2, Akimi Hughes. One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish by Dr. Seuss. 9 Stories by J.D. Salinger. Number 3, Unknown. Number 4, Bridget Wadge. Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing by Judy Blume. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Number 5, Sierra Russell. The Egypt Game by Zilpha Keatley Snyder. The Wrestling Game by Ellen Raskin. Number 6, Yasmin Smith Snyder. Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. The Yak Who Yelled Yuck by Carol Pugliano Martin. Number 7, Sean Keegan. Olivia by Ian Falconer. Unreal by Paul Decker. Number 8, Unknown. Number 9, Rose Vermette. All of a Kind Family by Sidney Taylor. Scat by Carl Hyacin. Number 10, Kayla Corson. Anna to the Infinite Power by Mildred Ames. Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. Number 11, Unknown. Number 12, Kyle Keeley. I Love You by Lisa McCourt. The Napping House by Audrey Wood. Wow, said Sierra. That's a lot of good books. But what do all those authors and titles mean? It looks like we need Charles Andrews and Haley's cards, said Kyle. Really? Said Akimi. Because if you ask me, we already have way too much information. Well, said Kyle, maybe later we'll find a clue that'll tell us how to read this clue. And how are we going to do that? Asked Miguel. Have you ever played this? Kyle pointed to the Bibliomania box. Nope. Always wanted to. We were just about to get up a game. Does this have anything to do with finding our way out of the library? We sure hope so, said Akimi. Awesome. By the way, Kyle said to Miguel, what'd you find in the art and artifacts room? Yeah, said Akimi. All those papers you kept trying to hide from us? Miguel grinned. The original blueprints for the Gold Leaf Bank building. Clever, said Kyle. That way you could look for old exits that might still exist behind new walls. Exactly. Find any extra exits? Asked Akimi. Nope. No hidden windows either. Yeah, what's up with that? How come they built this place with so few windows? To discourage bank robbers, I guess, said Kyle. Yep, said Miguel. The only way in was through the front door. The fire exits could only be opened from the inside, like a movie theater. The vault itself was all the way down in the basement. Mr. Lemoncello kept all that security, said Kyle, and added his own. So it would seem, well, hopefully, Bibliomania will lead us to some kind of alternate exit. And fast, said Akimi. Don't forget, we're not the only ones playing this game. One of those other guys is probably halfway out the door already. Okay, said Kyle. Gameplay is pretty simple. You spin the spinner and advance your piece the number of spaces the needle points to. You move around the library and go into each of the 10 Dewey Decimal rooms, where you can pick up a book by answering a clue card. If you guess wrong, you get a new clue card in the same room on your next turn. The first person to fill the 10 slots in their bookshelf and spin their way out of the library wins. It's sort of like Trivial Pursuit, said Sierra. And the questions aren't all that hard because they're mostly multiple choice. Let's hear one, said Miguel eagerly. The cards were separated into 10 multicolored mini stacks, one for each room. Kyle grabbed a green card. Okay, this is for the 800s room. Literature. Deathly ill and pursued by the ring rats, Frodo Baggins was carried safely across the river Brunnen on the gleaming white elf horse of Wolfrendale, named A. Apostol, B, Asfloth, C, Almarin, D, Anglichel. Kimmy shook her head like she was having a brain freeze. Well, huh? I think the answer might be A, said Miguel. They're all A's, said Kyle. Asphodel, Asphalot, it's B, Asphalot, said Sierra. It's from J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Kyle flipped the card over and read the answer. You are correct. You get a copy of Lord of the Rings to put in your bookshelf. So Kyle, said Akimi, how exactly is knowing the names of elf horse going to help us get out of the library? Maybe it's like the secret code, suggested Miguel, and the 10 book titles will form a sentence telling us how to get out. Possibly, said Kyle, but I see one problem. What's that? It's too random. Mr. Lemoncello would have no idea which 10 cards we might pick. Well, said Sierra, maybe there are only 10 questions, one for each room. Akimi grabbed the card stacks, fanned them out. Nope, they're all different. Hang on, said Kyle. He was remembering something about another game, Mr. Lemoncello's indoor-outdoor scavenger hunt. How his mother had been able to write to the company and request a fresh set of cards. He turned to the video camera mounted in a corner. I'd like my librarian consultation, please. What's up, Kyle? Asked Miguel. I'm playing a hunch. The holographic Mrs. Tobin appeared behind the young adult's librarian's desk. How may I help you, Kyle? My friends and I want to play Bibliomania, but we were wondering, is there a new set of cards? Yes, Kyle, there is. And a fresh deck of cards popped up through a slot in the desk. And we will stop there. Take out your planners, please. All right, we are close to wrapping up our Friday. Couple last things to add to our planner. You have your Greek and Latin root quiz. That is in Otis Assessments, or it will be shortly. You have your adverb quiz. That will also shortly be in Otis Assessments. They're scheduled. They should be there very soon. And to wrap out our day, you have your 30 minutes of independent reading. And that should take you through till 2 o'clock. Morgan,